Please remove any metallic items you're carrying, keys, loose change. Holy shit!
What's going on, guys? Thank you very much for tuning in to a 90s edition of Balls Rounded Reviews. I definitely always appreciate it. In January, it's kind of hard to find things to go to the theater for, so I wanted to start this year with something fun, a little different, and do a 90s review. We're going to do Oliver Stone's Natural Born Killers. I hope you like it. So the 90s have always been a great time for me. Movies, culture, pop, whatever you name it, always been great. But the movies have been phenomenal. And I think that 1994 is probably the best movie year of all time for me in my generation. Maybe 1999 is close, but 94 has so many movies, it's ridiculous when you see the list. Maybe I'll put a list up at the end of this video. I might just do that for you. But we're going to go ahead and review Natural Born Killers, directed by Oliver Stone and actually written by him, also almost written by Quentin Tarantino. We'll talk about that in a second. So Natural Born Killers is basically a very controversial portrayal on how the media views criminals. So Mickey and Mallory Knox, played by Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis, are basically two psychotic serial killers who go on a 52-man hunt across the U.S., killing people in brutal ways, and it is romanticized by the press. In particular, a single newsman by the name of Wade Gale, portrayed by Robert Downey Jr., and he's probably, in my opinion, the best part about Natural Born Killers. Robert Downey Jr. is an Australian reporter. His accent's great. I love his charisma, his character in the movie. Like I said, probably the best part about the movie. But he gets inside the heads and is able to sign off, basically, on having the camera on Mickey and Mallory on the third act of the film, which is where the romanticism comes in, and it, to me, is kind of too much on the nose. So back to the Tarantino story. Tarantino was part of the writing crew who wrote Natural Born Killers, but as Oliver Stone was directing it, he wrote out a lot of Tarantino stuff. So Tarantino did not want to even be involved in the credit for in the writing team, but he was credited for the story. And unfortunately, you can kind of tell that Tarantino's writing was not part of the final product because this film is almost all style and no substance. When Tarantino writes a film, obviously we've seen 9 of them now, you can tell that his characters are going to be fleshed out and there's going to be more of there's going to be more nuance. There's really no nuance in this film. It's a lot of on-the-nose stuff, which is unfortunate. It's almost like Oliver Stone took all of this stylization, threw it against the wall, and whatever stuck, and he just went with. There's a lot of good examples I could talk about, but the biggest one is unfortunate, the Dutch angle. I like the Dutch angle, but it's used so much in this film, it's almost nauseating. So this right here is a Dutch angle, which is definitely cool looking, and it kind of like gives a dramatic look at something that maybe is going wrong or a climax shift or something shifting in the story really quickly, which is cool. But if you use it all the time, it gets nauseating and the effect goes away. So this film is now in cult classic status, and I can see why on many levels. There's no way in hell this movie will be getting made anytime soon again, or any movie like it, that's for sure. There are extremely slimy characters that sometimes can be a little more wicked than Mickey and Mallory, like Tom Sizemore's Jack Scagnetti, and Ed Wilson, Mallory's dad, played by Rodney Dangerfield. Damn, there's some scenes in that area in the very beginning of the movie that are very, very hard to watch, even for myself. So, yeah, this film would definitely not be made today. And then there's Tommy Lee Jones, which I swear to God. So this came out in 1994. Batman Forever came out in 1995. I promise you, watching this film yesterday, I was like, is he auditioning for Two-Face right before our very eyes? Because that's what it felt like to me. It was hilarious. So at the end of the day, this film is not as good as what I wanted it to be or kind of remembered. It's definitely a cult classic, but if the stylization was more focused and the story had more Tarantino, it would have been a lot better, that's for sure. But for what it is, you know, a midnight cult classic movie that could be watched with friends that, you know, understand those themes and can talk about what the film could have been, and stuff like that, you can definitely have a good time with it. For me, I wish it was better, but hey, It's a good 90s film. I'm glad I watched it. Now I can talk about it with you guys. What 90s films would you like me to watch next? I don't want to do like Jurassic Park or The Matrix. I want to do something I haven't seen before. So please comment. Also like, subscribe, do all the good stuff for me. This is the 90s edition. Thank you for hanging with Ball. We definitely appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.